Well, Gaffer, the game's finished. Maidstone have won 3-1. It ends on defeat. What's the overarching thoughts on that game?
Firstly, well done to Maidstone. Frustrating game, to be honest with you, Kyle. I think we controlled a lot of the ball without really doing anything, doing enough with it. They've hit two wonder strikes, and we've made obviously a terrible error for the third goal. Credit to them for hitting two fantastic 20-plus yard strikes, but for me, we still have to do better. The way the ball's gone into the net and the way that the shot's been created is not good enough. It's something we spoke about beforehand. But for me tonight, it was one of them where I think when I watch it back, we've had a lot of possession. We've got into semi-half decent areas, but then we've not done enough in the final third. We've not had enough fire in our belly today to go and win the game. I think that the scores ended up 3-1, and I promise you now, when you look at our scores through the season, in the games we do lose, I imagine there'll be a lot of goals in them, because if we're drawing or we're losing, we go for games. You look at the end, we've got 7 up top, and I'll always do that. I'd rather lose 10-1 than 2-1. I'd rather go for games. It's just the way my mentality is. So in terms of the actual scoreline, it is what it is, but I'm just disappointed that we've still not broke this rhythm. We spoke about it yesterday in our press, that we have three or four really good performances and pick points up and get victories, and then we end up having I'm not going to say a bad performance. I don't think the performance was bad today. We just didn't have enough fire to win the game today.
I felt like we came out in the second half. I know we conceded 2 in the second half, but we looked a bit better. We looked like we'd sort of adapted to how they had played. What was said at half time, and what did you think of the reaction to those words?
I think with the first half and the second half, I think that the play was there. Like I say, in the first half we had a lot of possession and good structural play, but we didn't have enough killer instinct today. When we got into that final third, there weren't enough penetration. We didn't try and break the last line enough. We were really safe, and that's not been like us the last few weeks. We were really safe today, and I think the start of the second half, you bring Yaya on, and he always adds a little bit of penetration, which changes the dynamics of the game. So I think that gives you a little bit of a different from the outside, a different view to the game. But for me, it was the same. It was we started the half with a lot of the ball, didn't really penetrate enough. Then we get the goal, and then we want to open the game up and really go for it. That's at the point then where you can't afford errors. When you open the game up, you can't afford errors. And we've opened the game up, and if we're being honest, all 3 goals are errors. But I'm a little bit bored of saying that now, because I guarantee you every goal we concede is, and we keep saying it's not through the brilliance of a team breaking us down. It's through us not doing our jobs properly, and it's been the case again tonight.
And you mentioned bringing Yaya on, who I thought was very good in the second half, but there was a bit of an incident at the end of the first half, and speaking to a few of the fans, it wasn't really clear what was going on. What happened down by the corner flag right at the end there?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's a far distance from the dugout. I don't know. I've seen both players push in. Look, what they are very good at is they're very good at managing the game. They play the game really well in terms of managing the referee. And fair play to them. Look, it's part of the game, and I respect that. And when you've got the home fans there as well, it adds up. And for me, the referee today, he went a lot off voices. I think he's a decent referee, this one, but today I thought he was poor. I think he went a lot of shouts, whether it was their bench or the crowd. He got sucked into that. But I'll have to see that incident again. For me, it's handbags, but it's what it is.
And just finally, looking ahead to the next game, we have a really golden opportunity to bounce back now. We go away to Chesham on the weekend. Back to business as usual, I suppose.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, the only way it's a golden opportunity is because it's our next game. Because I promise you now, this will be our hardest away fixture on Saturday. Very organised team. And we need to brush ourselves down. I've just said to the boys in there, look, we're disappointed, and it's a rhythm we have to break, and we have to find a way to break it. I've got my own thoughts on it, but at the end of the day, no one's died. It's a game of football. We're really disappointed we've lost. I've got a really, really good bunch of players in there that are devastated tonight. But they don't become players bad overnight. We're all over the moon, and people were telling me that that's how you win a league, when you get a last minute victory like we did against Bath on Saturday. So within 40, 72 hours, they don't all of a sudden become a bad group of people or players. So they'll dust themselves down, they'll get the Reds back together. And we'll go again. We'll go again, and we'll try and get 3 points on the board. And look, tonight was we made a decision, and I might as well talk about it now. We made the decision to tell the players before the game. Whether that was right or wrong now, I'm not sure. But personally, I felt out of respect to Stu, it was best to do it before the game. Unfortunately, Stewart's going to be leaving us. He's been working away from home a long time now. He's travelled the world. He's had 8-9 years away from home now, and he's just got to the point where, especially with Christmas coming up, he's really finding it hard being away from his family and not seeing his kids and his grandkids. And he's made the decision that he needs to be closer to home, and I fully respect that. So we told the players beforehand, which was a little bit emotional for everyone. Stu's been he's been a rock for me in terms of what we've done, in terms of creating a miracle last season. He was a huge part in that, and to get us into the place in the league we are now, he's been a massive part of that. So really devastated that he's leaving us, but we totally respect his decision, and we thank him, and we wish him all the best. Unbelievable coach, but more importantly an unbelievable man, and I've got no doubts he'll still go on to have an unbelievable future in whatever he decides to do next.